Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the course. Today we're going to be looking at some ways to make passive income as an educator here in China. And in particularly, we're going to be looking at section 4 of the book on making a passive income. And so if you're following along with me, if you have the book in front of you, then I'm looking at page 90, well, it starts on page 96. So we're going to be looking at page 96 today and talking about some of the ways that you can make a passive income, which by passive income, that means making money, whatever service or product that you make is making money for you, even while you are at rest or, out with friends, out and about doing your hobbies, you're still making money. Okay, and case in point, this kind of course here that I have right here, this Udemy course, it's an example of a type of passive income in education because, I offer the course, I offer content, I create content, and then this content then is monetized. I charge a fee for it. So when we talk about passive income, we're referring to income that you make when you're not working. And this is the key for building wealth because a person's time and their contributions during work time is limited. There's only so much that you can do as a human being. So, the more you trade time for money and the less passive income you have, the less likely you are to become wealthy. So the key is to ultimately build several sources of the passive income. And I can talk about a few sources of passive income that I have. For example, like I've developed basically course content or course outlines for companies. And basically those companies, because the founders of those companies are not from the field of education, so they basically give me a check every month based on the number of students that they have enrolled, and I get a percentage of whatever those students pay, and that does bring me passive income every month, and so passive income in this way is actually can be very lucrative because the more companies that you support in this way, the more likely you can benefit. You can build up passive income. In fact, say right now. One company in particular gives me between 3,000 to 5,000 RMB a month as passive income. If I were to help, 5 other companies, say, that would be between 15,000 to 25,000 a month, right? That's easily a salary for merely creating course content. Now, the process of creating course content, if you are that kind of person who want to create course content, that means you want to create a curriculum outline detailing what are the aims and objectives of courses. You can take courses on that. I took a course on curriculum development when I was at Columbia University, and that's helped me very well. But there are countless schools around the world that offer online courses in curriculum development. So if you are doing your teaching certification or getting a master's or even bachelor's in education, or teaching and learning or linguistics. So I highly stress that if you're in the field of education, that you take a course on curriculum development. It's going to help you a lot when you come over here. There are a lot of people who want to get into the field of education here, business owners who want to start their own business, but who don't have that background in curriculum development. So you can be an asset. But the thing is, what you have to do is you have to be smart how you go about it when building passive income. So with the company that currently gives me a passive income every month, when I went to them in the beginning, they wanted me to work full time for them developing curriculum, and I negotiated my way out of that deal and opted for a deal where I would get passive income. And the passive income is much less than I would have gotten or had what I would have received had I gone the route of working with them or working for them. But I knew that I would be capped. So if, right now, they pay currently it's up to 5,000 RMB a month. And that's because of the number of students they have. But a year later, say they double the number of students they have, now I'm getting 10,000 a month. And say they double that again, now I'm getting even more. So eventually, if their school becomes very, very successful, then I would have substantially more money than I would working for them, and also that money that would be passive income, income I made from work that I did previously. Whereas if I were to accept the salary, I would have to continue working for income, and so. I mean, I would be limiting in several ways. There's only so much that they would be willing to pay in terms of a salary, whereas with this passive income, I mean, it's a win-win situation in terms of, as long as their school is growing because of my curriculum, so I'm also benefiting as well. So it's a win-win situation, which is why I suggest this route of curriculum development for companies. It's highly respectable. You'd be surprised how many people here. There are lots of entrepreneurs in China, people who are willing to invest, but they don't have the background or necessarily the capability to develop or know how to deliver coursework in an appropriate way where students can learn and benefit and grow holistically. All right, so definitely the curriculum development route is a route you can go to build passive income. Another way that you can build passive income is through online courses like the one here. Online courses work out because what they do is you can create content, or you can offer a service, and through creating content, you create teaching content like PowerPoints or materials for lessons and things like that, and then you basically share those on teaching platforms. For example, there's a teaching platform called Teachers Pay Teachers, where teachers do that very thing. They share content, PPTs, videos, or things that they've made in the classroom, and then they sell them for a profit to people who are interested in those things. There's an unlimited amount of content that's necessary. Because, for example, Teachers Pay Teachers, they cover a wide variety of subjects. So just last week I was looking for something on Anne Frank. So I went to Teachers Pay Teachers. I found a PowerPoint. I found quizzes for students, as well as a variety of other activities for students to complete. Udemy, which is this platform, is also a good place to develop passive income, because you can create coursework, and obviously with Udemy it's great because you can create coursework about anything. Like this course, How to Make Money in China, it's great. You can create. If you want to teach, students how to go fly fishing, for example. That's something that you can do on Udemy. There's a wide variety of different topics that you could teach on Udemy, and you can make a passive income doing that. So these are some ways that you can make a passive income while here. Of course, obviously, there's also the stock market, which is good as well. Now, I want to move back from that topic, and then I want to look a little bit at how to build wealth, because there's a good book called Think and Grow Rich, written by Napoleon Hill, where he says basically that you have to write something into existence for it to happen. And I want to read with you now part in the book on page 109, where I basically say what my and I was talking to a friend. This was in 2005. I had just graduated university. I went to the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. I'd been to China once prior to graduating, and I wrote a letter to a friend detailing almost prophetically what would happen to the future. So I want to read that email to you that I wrote. I'm working at an English school in Aichi. And Aichi is a place in Japan. I decided not to go to China now, but I will go there in about a year's time to begin doing business in the middle country. So I've been studying Chinese seriously these days and doing a great deal of research. I'm interested in starting an English school there and also investing in some real estate. Of course, I would need a great deal of capital in order to make the latter realization. I'm also trying to determine which region or province will be best to invest in. So you can see this was something I wrote. This was 16 years ago that I wrote this, and it's funny because I wrote this. At the time I had absolutely no idea what I was talking about. What was it? What did it mean to invest? What did it mean to what would starting in English school entail out of the hard work? I didn't know any of the steps of the process at the time, but I wrote it down, and everything came into place. Everything came into being, so that what I wrote down came to be true. So that's something that is very important for you if you're going to come over and you want to establish yourself. Prior to taking any action whatsoever, sit down for a second and write down your vision, your dream. What do you want to happen, and when is it going to happen? And share your plan with close friends. Publish your ideas. Where do you see yourself in the future? And this is great because what this does is this helps you to make your dream manifest. And this is one of the key things that wealthy people do, because what you do is, and this is going to sound interesting for a lot of people, what you do is you're connecting with your metaphysical. You're connecting beyond your current self. You're connecting with a higher power. And when you do that, that increases that allows you to turn your words into actions, which is, and even if at the time when you say it, it may not be possible, just writing things down allows you to develop those skills. So those are some ways. There are other ways in the book that I mentioned as well about investing and making passive income, but those are a few of the ones here that I wanted to highlight today. So one of the things we're going to do in this final section is I want you to go back and read through the book, read through the different sections, and have a reflect on what you've learned so far and where you want to go. And for the final assignment in this section, I want you to write where you see yourself in 5 years. What will you be doing? And don't worry about the details about how it's going to get done. Rather, just dream big and make a bold statement about where you want to be in the future, and try to keep it positive as possible. All right, everyone. So that's all I have to say on today's topic. If you haven't gotten the book, The Art of Becoming Successful, and wait, let me just hold it up here. Sorry, I have to do this. If you haven't gotten this book, make sure that you get it and read through it several times. After reading through it, you will be able to develop your skills and become a more successful, wealthy educator here in China.